So with the Summer Game Fest here, looks like we got a lot of new reveals upon us.
Gaming is so back. We game, bro.
Is it? Because a lot of people are upset about the Switch too.
That's Nintendo. Nintendo had their little reveal. PlayStation and Xbox had their reveals more recently back to back. And Xbox just had theirs today. Well, today as of recording.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that, but let's start with PlayStation since they had theirs first.
I'm going to be honest before I start, man. PlayStation, and I can't be unbiased about it, it dunked on Xbox. I'm not trying to, disrespect the Xbox boys, but PlayStation really, in my opinion, delivered a lot.
Like the games, at least.
Oh, yeah.
But there is one thing that I'm excited about, like the new Xbox, which we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that too. I guess to get started with the PlayStation highlights. So, Resident Evil 9. It's been crazy, man. We've had Resident Peak, Resident Cinema for quite some time. I mean, we got the Resident Evil 4 remake, which was very successful, and Resident Evil 9 before that, also successful. Resident Evil is in a good spot right now.
I wonder how they're gonna shake things up because Resident Evil's come a long way. Like it's evolved a lot.
In the trailer, we get a peek of Raccoon City, which spoiler, was nuked. So it's exciting because Raccoon City was a very interesting time for Resident Evil. It was peak Resident Evil, and while there's not a lot to go off this trailer, and there's probably Resident Evil fans that can dissect everything, they'll come back to me and be like, dog, you didn't see on the desk the paperclip was slightly bent. That's a reference to Resident Evil 3. If you look on Jill's desk, she has a bent paperclip. I'm not saying I've delved deep into that trailer and I know everything that's about to happen, but it is nice to see Resident Evil take another step forward. A lot of the new games that are continuing the series have gone the first-person route, so I don't know if we're getting another first-person Resident Evil, or will it be like the third-person, like the remakes?
I'm hoping that there'll be some kind of co-op, like in some of the Resident Evil.
We've been long due for a Resident Evil co-op since 6, my friend, so let's hope so. Yeah. Getting off topic with Capcom, Marvel Tokon, the new fighting game coming out, the 3v3.
Yeah.
What happens now? Because this is almost unheard of, right? Arc System, well known for Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball FighterZ, which might have been like their biggest hit as of late. Now they're working on a Marvel game,
which is crazy because Marvel vs. Capcom exists.
Exactly. Where does Marvel vs. Capcom fit into this? Will we ever get Marvel vs. Capcom?
Did they just say, nah, we're done with that? Nah, I doubt it.
Here's my thing. They can coexist. I feel like I'm ripping off of a video by Maximilian Dude where he said the same thing, but I agree with him. I feel like there is a place for both games to flourish.
Imagine we get Ryu as DLC.
I was thinking about that. I was like, they're gonna do some Capcom DLC. We're getting Ryu and Chun Dante. It is exciting though, because it's a Marvel fighter.
Yeah.
And most people only know Marvel vs. Capcom, which is a crossover game, but this is pure Marvel. And the art style looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, I did really like the art style.
It's the 2D like anime art style. It works for Arc System. That's what they're known for.
I'm hoping they at least make some kind of mechanics to make it stand out from Marvel vs. Capcom, because if it's just a traditional like Street Fighter like
a 3v3,
well, if it's has the same mechanics, then it feels like it'll maybe exist too close
to Marvel vs.
Capcom.
Well, here's hoping that Arc System finds their way and makes it its own thing. One other thing I'm excited of, and I'm probably alone in this because it comes from a studio that is they're not underground obviously, but Romeo is a Dead Man. If you know No More Heroes, this is made by Suda51, who's the maker of other games like Killer is Dead. This is just gonna be jank, but it's gonna be like Kino jank. It's gonna be jank in the best way, I swear, man. This man has a special talent where he can make the jankiest game pure cinema. And there's probably not a lot to talk about with this. I'm a little more familiar with like his works, but it's always interesting. He's gonna do some wacky shit, man. That's what he does in these games. Maybe there'll be, instead of like jacking off to get your sword powered up, maybe he'll do something else. He'll stick a couple fingers into the weapon. Just as a side thing, I'm a little excited for it. I know there's other bigger things that PlayStation showed that people are looking forward to, but just as a side thing, something. And we might miss a few games, honestly, but I'm just highlighting the important things, the things that stood out to me. Moving on to like Konami, we have Silent Hill F and Metal Gear Solid Delta. They both got release dates for this year, September and August.
Man, Konami will do anything but make Castlevania.
Actually, speaking of Castlevania, Bloodstained is getting a new game.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I don't know is it did look interesting, and it looked co-op, but I'm not sure if it actually is. I guess we're gonna need more details on that. But Konami, man, they're trying to bring us back into their good graces. They're like, guys, remember, we make games. It's not pachinko. But look, I want to forgive them because what they've given us lately has been pretty great. Metal Gear Solid Delta looks great. They're bringing back Snake vs. Monkey, which, if people aren't familiar with that, that's an Ape Escape like collab that Konami did, where it's Snake hunting the monkeys.
Oh, that's crazy, because Ape Escape is kind of, it's not underground or anything.
It's niche,
but it's niche.
Yeah, well, Konami, that's their game, Ape Escape. So it's a weird crossover, but the fact that that's not like DLC, that's just in base game, it speaks kind of loud on Konami trying to make a right comeback, trying to do right by the fans. And Silent Hill, that's my favorite horror franchise. Silent Hill 2 to me is a masterpiece, and actually Silent Hill 2 was actually a game I wanted to eventually talk about on this channel, but that's for another time. Like, I'm not gonna waste time talking about that, but very excited about that. Pragmata, another Capcom game, so I guess we're going back into Capcom. It's Death Stranding light. Yeah, all it is, it's a game that they revealed years ago. I think it must be 3 years ago by now, and this game fell silent until this previous state of play, and we have a release year, so it's coming out next year, and it's pretty exciting. We finally got the little girl, like the AI robot. I don't know what she is. She talks, and in all the other trailers before this one, she was silent, so I would have assumed that she was going to be a silent protagonist, but I guess not. And then the astronaut guy is I don't know, John Pragmata, I think his name is. It's exciting for those who waited so long. I don't have much to say about that either. Capcom's moving on to new IPs. It's not just Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Devil May Cry. One other thing that they also introduced was the new 007 game.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's going to be its own thing. It's by the developers of Hitman. And what I think...
Is it based on a specific 007, or it's like a brand new one?
It's a brand new one. It's its own thing. And I think that's the smartest thing they could have done.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Indiana Jones game that they released, where it's kind of like just its own story. And I think more developers should take that route when it comes to movie tie-in games. Don't make the game a direct game of a movie. Like, make your own thing. And this is actually kind of exciting. I think James Bond looks pretty great in this game. They actually made him more based on the James Bond from the novels. He has like a scar on his cheek, which is like a prominent feature of James Bond in some of the novels. The gameplay too. Now, when people think of like Hitman, they obviously think of stealth, right? And I don't know if people were expecting this, like, oh, it's gonna be like a spy stealth game, but
I mean, he is a spy.
He is a spy, but they actually said you could tackle the missions any way you want to. Like,
well, that's good.
Yeah, it is. James Bond, while he is about being a spy, there are James Bond movies where he's doing action stuff too. So this game is on my radar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't take liberties. Just do the James Bond intro the way it's supposed to be. I guess the last thing I'll bring up, and this goes out to my my Souls-like boys out there, both Code Vein and Neo are getting sequels.
Now listen, I wasn't the biggest fan of Code Vein. I think it's alright. But I just think that with the abundance of Souls games, I mean,
you're gonna hate me. I've never played Code Vein. I played Neo 1. I actually never even played the second one. But Souls-like fans are eating right now. Their plate is stacked at the dinner table. So
bro, more like they can't get to all of them.
That's why I haven't gotten to them either. Dog, I haven't even touched Liza P yet. I'm like the biggest gamer who doesn't play games. I'm a game journalist. Someone hire me. Anyways, I think that kind of wraps up PlayStation though. But they had so much meat on those bones that I was just picking away at it, man. So I'm excited to see these games on release. My wallet I'm gonna go bankrupt. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I gotta lease my house or something.
You know, I want to start the Xbox portion of this by talking about Persona.
Oh, man. Persona fans rejoice.
Yeah, that's true.
The prodigal son has returned.
3 and 4 remake before 6.
It's crazy.
But the reason I wanted to start talking about it is because historically, Persona has been a PlayStation game.
It was Sony's baby.
So I find it kind of weird that this was like in an Xbox showcase.
You know what's even crazier? It was not announced for the Switch 2.
Which, I mean, it should be able to run it.
Well, realistically.
It's not like it looks that, you know, advanced.
They'll get Persona 4 Golden re-release. Like, here you go, man. The trailer for Persona 4, they showed a little bit. It exists. It exists, like a here you go ass trailer. We're working on it ass trailer. But I'm very excited because I consume Persona, man. I eat that stuff like it's candy.
Well, I mean, it's great for you because Persona 4 was your favorite.
Oh, and it still is. Yeah, we don't stop winning, us Persona 4 fans, bro. Scooby-Doo fans,
Scooby-Doo.
Diamond is Unbreakable fans. We're all on the same boat, man. We are the same person. I'm excited for Persona 4. That was the highlight of Xbox's showcase. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think it got much higher than that for me.
Well, there's one other thing that I want to talk about. It's not a game.
No.
It's the Xbox Ally.
And I knew you wanted to talk about that. And I am also intrigued.
And see, ever since Nintendo made the Switch, everybody's been jumping on.
Dude, the handheld like gaming market is exploding.
And I'm like, damn, I gotta get on that.
I gotta do this.
I mean, given the ROG Ally, it has existed for a while. But the average consumer wasn't really getting the ROG Ally. See, now that they have a company like Microsoft to partner with, now it'll probably be seeing sales like the Steam Deck.
Oh man, one can only imagine. And they integrated Windows 11 into this thing,
as far as we can tell.
Yeah, I mean it's a handheld version of Windows from what it looks like.
Yeah, which if you can access Steam from this, then you know, even better, honestly.
Steam Deck's in the mud.
Yeah, unfortunately, because listen, SteamOS is great and all, but the fact that it doesn't run Windows is a big detriment. Like, a lot of people end up modding Windows onto Steam, me included, and I don't see the average person doing that though.
Yeah. Also, another thing to point out is the price point.
That is gonna potentially be an issue.
That's what could kind of drive away sales in a lot of ways. Now, the latest ROG handheld, it's listed at about $900,
which is higher than a lot of people would be able to afford. But what I will say is that maybe partnering with Microsoft, they can get the funding to maybe cut back a little bit.
We could only hope so. And the thing is, with how expensive that handheld is, Microsoft probably got money in their eyes right now. The dollar symbol, like cha-ching.
Well, I imagine that they might be willing to take a cut on the profit. Like kind of like how Nintendo usually doesn't make a huge profit, if at all, on their consoles. It's usually the games.
Yeah.
So maybe by integrating the Microsoft Store or whatever, or however it is that you're gonna get games on it by default, that's where they're hoping that they'll get their money back.
Well, let's hope so. And keep in mind, there's 2 models of this thing coming out. There's the Ally and the Ally X. And from what I can tell, the Ally X is the model worth getting.
It is possible that the regular one is for like maybe the average consumer. Maybe that one will be like $400 or $500, and then the X will be like $700-800.
It was probably one of the most interesting things, other than the Persona
The
reveal.
Persona, yeah.
A couple other things that I guess happened, or should I say didn't happen, at the Xbox showcase. No Halo.
Oh, that's true. You would think.
Like nothing for even the newest game, Infinite. Nothing.
We did though get Gears of War Reloaded, which
Depending
it's
on how
cool.
you take it's cool.
But the problem is we already had a Gears 1 like remake or remaster, whatever it was.
This should have been a trilogy.
What I really wanted was Gears 2 and 3.
This is coming to Steam, PC,
Yeah.
in general. But I don't know how excited I am. If anything, I think a lot of people are looking forward more to the new game, and that's kind of like what Gears is like coasting off of. Another thing, Black Ops 7.
Oh, great. What, did they add a new gun?
I'm telling you, man, Call of Duty fans are the orphans to these guys. Like they're the unloved orphan child.
Listen, there's people that still like Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, it's gonna sell. I'm not saying Call of Duty's never gonna sell, and this is it. This is what kills Call of Duty. Black Ops 7, no one's gonna buy it.
I mean, listen, if they come up with the best zombies, I mean, I'll be in it for that.
They say
by
that
itself.
every year. It's like this is gonna be the best zombies.
No, but if it's real, actually, if they bring back Transit,
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll actually I'll take back my words.
like a better Transit.
One last thing I'll bring up, and it involves fighting games again. Invincible versus another 3v3 fighter, another Marvel versus Capcom like.
Listen, I like Invincible, but I don't think the IP by itself is like strong enough to hold this game together.
We'll see. What I really am trying to say is that it's crazy the amount of fighting games we're getting. It's a fighting game renaissance, if you don't know. We also got like the reveal of the new Street Fighter 6 season, which it brought back a lot of iconic Street Fighter characters. So all I want to say is like it's a great time to be a fighting game fan. Just like another thing that I wanted to point out, because it was a highlight of the Xbox showcase. One last thing. I keep saying one last thing, but this is the actual last thing. Game Freak is making a game for the Xbox. I don't know if it's exclusive. I would assume maybe not, but they're not doing Pokemon.
Which is surprising, considering that that's literally their cash cow.
They've done other games in the past. Pokemon is not like the only thing they've done. They've done other things. But what I'll say that I guess it's sad in some ways, the graphics of this game don't look like Pokemon.
Yeah, well, they can afford to do this game from how much they slack on Pokemon.
Yeah, right. Maybe they've been slacking on Pokemon because they've been working on this
actually want to do.
They can do what they want to do. But that was the Xbox showcase, and like I said, I hate to be biased about it. What I'm trying to say is, PlayStation, they had an abundance of awesome reveals, and I just think like they were the MVPs of this Summerfest.
Yeah, I don't know if Nintendo's gonna end up revealing anything else, but
they kind of already showed everything from their last Direct, unless they got something else up their sleeve. Smash Bros?
I mean, that'll probably get the people, the unhappy people on board.
Make a new F-Zero.
Honestly.
That'll get me on board. But yeah, it was interesting, this Game Fest. Actually, if anyone wants to tell us what you were excited about in the Summer Game Fest, that would be pretty cool. Maybe there was something like we need to get more hyped about.
Yeah.
Tell us why we should be hyped. I don't want to just look it up and I don't get it. Like, why am I supposed to be excited? But yeah, that's all I got.